So this whole culture and science is very beautiful. One side, the scientists with their cockeye, they're saying like blah 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 blah, blue 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 blue, E equal to FC squared, FUCK squared also can be, and all this kind of shit. We are the father of mathematics, fucker. Number you're using is from us. It's from the Veda. So we are afraid of you. Huh? What are you talking? Distorted history? So I have to put up with all this crap. You understand? You distort the history and then you say the big things. Sumeria, Babylon. You'll always cite a dead guru, Nimkaroli Baba. He died already anyway. You will bring only Nimkaroli Baba because, he's not there to speak for himself. No? You will speak all this nonsensical garbage of the world. And a historian will speak also the same shit. And then you have a distorted history to fit things as neatly as possible according to your political schemata. No? Political schemata. It comes from the Greek. Again, you never been to the Greek world? Eh? You really think that these European scholars were, you look at Hegel, you go to look at Kant, all these fellas. You really think that they know Greek language? They know Latin? What do you want me to do? Swear. You don't know anything. And then, you have a presentation in Greek philosophy. Why I'm saying all this is I'm still with Gandhi, but I'm a very aggressive, arrogant Gandhi. That bald-headed Gandhi was very peaceful. He never speak for himself. I'm different. I have hair. I'm aggressive, and I will speak. But I'm speaking because the world, as Gandhi was talking then, was going towards war. To stop the war, he was talking. And I'm also talking the same way. Enough of your scientific experiments. Enough. You're not qualifying yourself as a human being. Enough. So for me, spiritualism is about self-culturing. Self-culturing in the light of the divine and connecting to the divine and not looking at the world with your material greed. Therefore, I speak strongly sometimes and most times, and I don't tolerate fake gurus or fake scientists. I don't tolerate. You cheated the world with relief or Rigor or whatever and escape the cases because you have a body in North India, in Central India. We know all that. Everything is published. So why I'm saying these are scripts, colonized scripts. Even though colonization died, the scripts are still following colonial culture. And then to con you, they put a pillow on their head and talk about spiritualism. I don't want to be disturbed by traditional views. Fuck you. You are privileged to not drive a rickshaw. You should be pedaling around my house. I'm still going on with the question that you had the other time, where why are there gurus only in India?
Yes.
Soft money, soft power, soft money. It equates to the American easy money. You know what the Americans call the easy money? Passive income. Passive income. You don't want to work for your food. And you're talking spiritualism to me. And I'm going to respect you. I'm going to stand up and say, "Oi, Jagu, Sadguru of the universe." Go and fuck yourself. Sorry, I swear. So anyway, so this is my backdrop. And then I was telling a while ago that the book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. And then I was reading the Denko-Roku, the history of Zen and spiritual cultures in Japan. And also in the Chan culture or Chan Buddhism in China. So I was reading all this. I was studying all this. So then all these spiritualism, they will say this is not Tantra, this is Japanese philosophy. Kubodashi. Kubodashi is not Tantric. Kubodashi is Kukai, no? The essence of Buddhist Tantricism. It resides in Japan. So I have been studying all these things. The Mahayana system. I study many things. The Mahayana system by Bhagavan Nagarjuna, Bhagavan Vasubandhu, Bhagavan, Asanga. I study all that. Bhagavan Chandrakirti, Bhagavan Dharmakirti. Not just one Trika booklet. I study many things. I speak many languages, I was just telling you. I speak Urdu. I speak Punjabi. I speak Tamil. As though we don't have anything in our language. We are the doyen, the recipient of the culmination of philosophy of India. I don't know if you understand anything what I'm saying. Not you. What is the meaning of to be a Tamil? We are the recipient of the essence of the teaching of India. And this essence is not now. It's very old. We have literary records. We call it the Sangam literature. Before that, we got Agam Nanur, Puram Nanur, all these literatures. I study all that. Not read Aleister Crowley, the cheap book that Aleister Crowley wrote, which even Sir John Woodruff criticized. I think if you read maybe the Shakti and Shakta, he's criticizing, or Garland of Letters, he's criticizing Aleister Crowley's mistakes on understanding the chakras. No, because when you make a mistake and you claim to be a very big clairvoyant and blah blah blah, and you make such small mistakes or really important things you don't understand, of course the other will criticize you. So Sir John Woodruff criticized this guy. These are the Theosophical Society guys. Annie Besant, Blavatsky, Crowley, all these guys. So they are not from authentic tradition. These jokers are the problem of the system of knowledge of India. Ask them to debate with me. I'm ready. I was sleeping so long, now I'm awake. Bring all your bald-headed ball spade and let's talk. Let's talk. Put your wares on the table, buddy. And I can talk. Let's see if we can answer. Enough of these cheap shot, old books and pictures in the name of Indian tradition. These black and white photos that is left over, in the museum or here and there, or the archives. And then you want to show that and say, this is our holy tradition. I'm an Indian, I won't believe you. It's enough for you. Not me. Not me. I question. One of the most important things in spiritualism is you question the credibility, the validity of knowledge. The Nyaya Shastra, the Nyaya Sutras, talk about it. What is your credibility? What's your source of knowledge? Question the credibility of the source of knowledge. Is it valid? How you think is valid? Where did you get this thinking from? Nyaya Sutra is the logic of India. The Shaddarshan, the 6 schools. Very important this. You don't fall for whims and fancies. You cannot be attached to garbage. So in the yoga world or the Tantra world, you cleanse yourself. You cleanse yourself so that you don't attract garbage. Then if you attract garbage, you'll be lopsided. You'll be viewing everything in the wrong way. And Schopenhauer wrote a book on this. How not to view through the wrong way. It's important. Your reasonings and your rationales are formed from correct reasoning, not from whims and fancies and political. Politics is actually You know, the word politics, I see it as, polluted ticks. Because you have no strength to be alone, you go and organize yourself with some idiots like yourself, and you become very political. Now, I'm not interested in that. I'm a spiritualist. I'm not interested in arraying myself with all these inferior creatures and looking for support. I won't look for support. I look for knowledge. I look for freedom. I'm not looking for small-time political freedom, this freedom, that freedom. No, I'm looking for spiritual freedom. I'm asking for the ability to see the universe without hindrances. Yeah, that is a part of the spiritualist. Yeah, so when then we are looking at all these things, now many people will not understand spiritualism. They don't have a background. Especially today, we all want to entertain ourselves. I use anything around me to entertain myself. This is because we don't have family. We don't have a relationship in the family. So we are just hollow boxes. These hollow boxes that are talking because they want to fill the void. They are hollow. They want to fill the void. They want to cling to something. So they cannot even reason. They're frightened. So I have to hear only things that is suitable for my mind, suitable for my experience, suitable to my way of thinking, suitable for my security. And this is spiritualism. And so there are people who believe that, you choose one idiot who has a pillow on his head, and he is your leader, he is your guru. Gurus come from tradition. Dalai Lama is a guru. He's brought up in that culture. He's taught in that language. No. Shankaracharyas, the institution of Shankaras in India, they're brought up in that tradition. They speak fluent Sanskrit. They read all the Sanskrit texts. They do the pujas. These are gurus. No. Then there are these Vaishnavites. You get a bloody cycle peddler, and you call him a guru, and I have to accept it. He's enlightened. He's so beyond dimensions. Things came to him. Came down from the heaven. Steal my work and call it heaven. Now, how many Indian gurus steal my work, Because my works are posted long on the YouTube. No? I'm talking about Om 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, something. They go and look. And then they put some feathers and some horn and some tail and prana. I talked about prana about 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And you see, I never scolded lamas. They never take my work. I never scold them. They never took even one sentence from me. They are honorable. They speak from their own system. So why do I have to scold them? No. And there are Vaishnavites. They speak from their own. The Shankaras, they speak from their own. So when I grew up with my grandma, my grandma told me it is not important, not enough for you to learn from me, because your relationship with me will always be a grandma-grandson relationship. She said, go and look for a guru, a real guru, and learn from them. And that is what I did. I went to India and I traveled on the East Coast, from Chennai. Then I went to up to Vijayawada in the north, the east coast, Odisha, Calcutta, Puri, all this town, looking for tantric teachers. Those days, I found nothing. There are other scholars, also Western scholars, who also went around looking for tantric scholars and found nothing. Then I went that other West Coast, found nothing. My whole journey was always looking. Finally, I found my guru in Chennai itself. And this guru was a very humble woman. And I think she's from the Gorakhpur region. And then it's almost Nepal, and she lived in Chennai. She was in Assam, and then she came down to Chennai, and she was living alone in Chennai. One day we will talk about her and all that. So it is this guru, my Guru Mai, who explained many concepts to me. The concepts of Kundalini, the concepts of left-hand Tantra, the difference between left and right-hand Tantras, and what it means, and to teach me the mantras of this system. What a beautiful teacher. But she was very poor, because at that time, India was not respecting Tantra. Tantra was looked down as a system that is corrupted. This colonial mind, So I went to a bookshop in Mylapore, and I wanted to buy, Sir John Woodrow's Garden of Letter, Serpent Power, Shakti and Shakta. And that man said to me, "We are Brahmins. These are tantric books, and we don't sell those books in our shop." Unbelievable. You understand? So then, from Guru Mai, I was learning, but basically I learned everything except the left-hand system from my grandma. And the left-hand system through my Guru Mai. I was very famous, well known. There was a Jamindar from Andhra Pradesh. He used to teach my system of yoga to dancers, the Bharatanatyam dancers. They were teaching my yoga system in the 70s. So, wherever I go, I was teaching, not learning. Because I learned very young. Nothing for me to learn. No, really, unfortunately, there was nothing for me to learn. People absolutely talked nonsense. Like in Odisha, I went to learn Tantra. And that guy was telling me, if I take a small arrow, this big arrow, and shoot at the foot mark, the foot mark that is left after rain, the puddles, shoot and say some mantras, those people will vanish, they will die. And I was like, this is Tantra? I was about 17 years old. So I'm like, this is Tantra? You want to just shoot the foot mark and kill somebody, and this is very magic? This Tantra was misunderstood by the cheapos as magic. It still is understood like that. But anyway, I come back to the Tantra. When Sir John Woodrow was writing those books, his sole aim was to preserve the Tantra for the India. You know what it means in English? To preserve the Tantras for India. Means we did. 1936, I think he died, or somewhere that time. So John Woodrow was lamenting the fact that Tantra is getting lost, And so he really took initiative in preserving that culture. So not only these books that we are reading, there are many other books he edited from Sanskrit. He just edited in Sanskrit itself in Oxford. And then, of course, now we get some, modern day Tantrics, scholars of Tantra, like, from Oxford, who say that he didn't know his Tantra. I would like to ask these modern day guys, that really Woodruff don't know his Tantra, or you don't know what is Sharada Tilaka Tantra? I would like to ask. Because Sir John Woodruff don't know Tantra, you are saying, but do you know what is Sharada Tilaka Tantra? He's talking about Sharada Tilaka Tantra. This Sir John Woodruff is talking about Sharada Tilaka Tantra. And it goes against the views of modern scholars. So all these professional scholars, sometimes they don't like Sir John Woodruff. For a good reason, because these guys don't study, they drink. If you study, you will love John Woodruff. If you drink, you will hate him. No? Anyway, I'll name these fellas one of these days. I like to name everybody. Now I am naming only the colonial coolies. Man, colonial coolies. You like the word? Not colonial cousin. Colonial coolies. Enough of this cheap aggrandizing yourself. Huh? Enough. A coolie is a coolie, he's never going to be a cousin.